It is an early morning here in Jerusalem, Israel, here at Haroshanim Hall, where we continue the 2026 Maccabiah. Today we have some U17 boys futsal. We have USA Blue against Israel White. I'm here on the sideline. My name is Josh Markowitz, here with my fellow commentator, Ethan Koppelman. Ethan, it's been quite a different start for these two teams, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Josh, what's so unique is these two teams and all of the teams in this futsal U17 division only play 3 total games, but it's been a different start for the U.S. and Mexico. Mexico won their first game in a shutout. The United States have not scored a goal yet. They lost in a shutout. So this is game 2. It's also the penultimate game of the United States, looking for a different result.
Absolutely, and we'll take it down here just for the start of the game in a few moments. As we look to start, we have a very, wouldn't you say we have a very young side for these two teams?
What's interesting especially is from the United States side, with this being a smaller delegation, most countries having a smaller delegation this year, the U15 futsal is not being played. So we talked to the coaching staff before the game, and the number one thing they told us about these two teams, or especially the United States, is that it is a young United States team. A lot of those players you would have seen in the U15 division, they got the call up. Coaches said, you know what, why don't you still come to us with Israel, play with the U17 team. So a lot of these players were not expecting to play on the U17 team in the U17 division. So could be some growing pains, and that's maybe what we saw in game 1.
Absolutely, and we have more information down that as our man on the sideline, Will Hopkins. Take it away, Will.
I talked to U.S. head coach Jerry Finns just before this one, asked what his message was to his guys. He said they need to match the physicality of the Mexican side. Also said their fans will be loud, they will be loud, so his team will need to focus on good communication to make sure they're all on the same page. We'll see how the communication and physicality play out as this one gets started. Back to you guys.
Absolutely, Will. And as we get set on our sidelines, as we get set for kickoff here, where our starting lineups for Team USA is we have 14, Eliam Audrey up top. Our midfield consists of number 9, David Harada. We have number 6, Amita Skovalovsky. And number 10, Ari Reisberg, with number 1, Kobe Bregman, Team USA's only goalie, holding it down in net.
You certainly hope Bregman's having a good day. You said the only goalie, so they're going to have to rely on him to come up with some big saves.
And there he is again, Audrey with a quick steal. Foul call, looks for a push. It's going to be a Team US. It's going to be a US free kick. Skovalovsky sets it down.
Josh, I'm sure we're going to talk about this so much today, but the noisemakers from this Mexican crowd are, I think, the loudest I've seen, and probably the loudest you've heard too.
Absolutely. They came with a small delegation, but they wanted to make every game as much as possible seem like a home game to make their guys feel comfortable. Skovalovsky back, finds Wraithberg. Back to Skovalovsky. USA seems to be taking it very slow, trying to feel out this Mexican defense. A turnover from Harada, but picked back up by the USA defense.
Maybe a smart strategy for a Mexican team that can score in bunches. We saw they put up, I believe, 7 their first game of round 1.
Absolutely, and we have number 10 here, Ricky Nissan. Plays back to 19, Elias Bitan. And then again to Hazuki Gabriel. 10 again, Nissan on the wing. Looks to take on a USA defender, but ultimately finds Bitan back in the back line. Both teams not seeming to want to push too hard, and that goes out off of Bitan, a USA goal kick.
I've noticed Mexico alternating a little bit, so once Zitan took that one up, Zyman goes back to the back of the zone. Check the back line.
And you think that's part of Mexico's tactic is to play it safe and look for those gaps. A quick outlet throw from Bregman, looking for Audrey, sends it wide and back to Mexico ball. Mexico has been dominating a lot of the possession here so far.
Yeah, they absolutely have. The United States had the ball early, and other than that, they really haven't.
And Wraith and
got to watch out for Tahir the whole game. That was some pretty explosive footwork, or my apologies, that's Bitan.
Zyman finds Baruch. Back to Zyman. Again, very late in attack. Looking to see if they can have it through a good shot on goal from Shiloah. Goes just wide, though. Bregman, again, another big outlet throw. Can he get a touch on it? But no, it's cleared out by Elias Romano for the Mexico delegation.
And I think that's a chance you take if you're Bregman. It was a beautiful pass and almost resulted in an easy goal.
And there again with Wraithberg. Looks to get a shot on goal, but an easy pickup for goalie Eric Rubenstein.
I think that's going to be another key for the United States, too. Just put as many shots on goal as you can. You're going to have a pretty high shooting percentage. You're going to get some good looks, and that's the way you're going to try to get on the board.
Absolutely, and a flick back for Mexico. Look to close down. Great save on that shot from Kobe Bregman. What a save. A great take from the Mexican delegation, but an even better save to top that one. Look to go for a quick pickup there, but it's cleared out. Looks like Audrey will take it out for the U.S. Back out, looks for Wraithberg, looks for the shot, and another one wide for the U.S.
And Josh, I'll say this, the most impressive part of that save by Bregman is it almost looked as if he had screeners in front of the goal. He didn't get a great look at that one. Still no trouble.
And you have to think if that's part of the Mexican delegation strategy is to crowd the goal as when they attack to try and hit those tight gaps. Because, yes, the goal is small, but those shots, especially on hardwood, are going to come in fast. As another one saved there from Kobe Bregman.
And what was tricky about that first save he made is it wasn't necessarily Mexican screeners. There were some United States, his defenders right in front of the goal, and obviously it's not intentional. But that can create some difficulty.
And here he can. Kobe Bregman with the ball at his feet. This is the U.S.'s first real possession chance. Hoffs a big one up to Eliam Audrey, and it falls short, lands just in the hands of Elias Romano.
We'll see if that's a strategy that continues throughout the game, too. That's the second time Bregman's really lobbed a pass football, Jalen Hurts style, into the other zone. Can create some easy offense, but that's a quick turnover right there.
Here we go, Ricky Zyman. Finds back to Gabriel Shahoa. Back to Gabriel Jaski now. Alfredo Kohab, that's all four of the Mexican outside fielders with touches on the ball before a shot. You have to think this possession is becoming a big part of their strategy, taking the sweet time, knowing that the U.S. isn't going to press as much as they have.
Yeah, I think they're going to be using this early part of the game really just to feel the United States out. They know it wasn't the result the U.S. intended.
And a great save from Kobe Bregman after a shot from Alfredo Kohab. That has to feel good, Kobe Bregman. An unfortunate game for him last time, but you have to think that that first real goal-scoring opportunity has to feel good from a save.
He's stood on his head so far.
And another great save, this time a slow roller. Looks to the outlet. It's picked off by Mexico, but it's a quick kick-in for USA. Looked to be a quick change, and now it's going to be a sub for Mexico. It looks like Zyman is coming off, and we have number 7, Nir Robbins, coming on for Mexico.
For the United States, one of the things that's going to be most important, maybe off the court or off the field too, those noisemakers, we talked about them, they are insanely loud. Insanely loud. I did not know they made noisemakers that loud. And we heard them at the beginning of the game, and they weren't super loud, but they're so rangy. They can go so high where I don't even know how you can play without getting distracted by hearing them.
And a high shot there from Gabriel Shahoa. Maybe the noisemakers were a bit too loud, even affecting the Mexican delegation.
Well, there we go right there. Speak of the horn. But I guess what I was trying to say long-winded is you let Mexico really take a lead in this game. I bet you're going to hear those a lot more.
Absolutely, and after their first game being a 7-0 shutout, who knows how loud those noisemakers could have been when that game hit 7-0.
K right there at the best opportunity of the game so far for the United States, I think.
Absolutely,
right,
and a corner kick. Raymond takes it out, but a save from Elias Romano. Looks to clear back, tried and catch Kobe Bregman off his line, but a quick little game of catch there for the two goalies.
Yeah, I like that right there, is really taking a chance, but you see Bregman outside of the goal. Take a quick shot, see if he's able to get back, and Bregman just was.
Absolutely, and Wraithberg looked to set up an offense, but the Mexican press was too high, forcing an out-of-bounds play. great pressure from the Mexican defense so far. When the U.S. has it in their back third, they have seemed to put a lot of pressure on them, not giving them time to think.
And just going back to that.
Oh, and a great save. And a goal from Team Mexico to start this game off. Holds the heart sign up to the crowd to let him know about it.
You hear that?
They're those noisemakers for number 11, Gabriel Jaski, as they start the scoring off. Plays it back for the U.S. Can they answer back? And here's that Mexico press I talked about earlier. Forces an out-of-bounds touch. Now leave Moel taking it out. The USA looking to take a page out of those book as the press comes up high. They seem to break it. Alfredo Kohab with the steal. Adrian Kohab fighting back and forth for it. Looks to claim USA ball off the out of bounds.
I want to go back to that goal too, because it was an incredible first save by Bregman, but the United States defense, they're going to have to clean up misses and make sure that they get the ball immediately. You get those tip-ins near the goal.
Absolutely.
It's almost another.
Almost another off of his own defender's fault. And we're going to take another look here at that goal from number 11, Gabriel Jaski.
Look at that. The initial shot, it was saved by Bregman, but the ball stays right in the crease up front. Bregman unable to make the second save, and those shots really close to the goal. You can get some fluky makes there. Now, that wasn't a fluky make, but it just makes it tough to make consecutive saves back-to-back in a row.
Absolutely. When we were talking about earlier about getting those both Mexican and U.S. players in front of goal to set screens, both visually and physically, you got to think that played a part in that. And now Mexico offense looking to build up. Jaski again feeling a little confident probably with that one as it goes quite a bit wide of their goal.
You brought it up earlier, Josh, but I want to put this game officially on zone time watch. This has been a really rough stretch for the United States. Mexico has been in their offensive zone a whole lot and a whole lot more than the United States have wanted. We don't have live stat shots on goal, but Mexico has really been pouring it on as of late, and it's been a great job by Bregman, but if they're going to look to keep this close, they're going to have to get some time in the offensive zone.
Absolutely, and you got to also think that plays a part of Mexico's press inside USA's back line, not letting them have time to build anything. And another shot on goal, but blocked by Ramuth.
Screeners once again right there. A dangerous shot because you have Raitberg right in front of the goal. That bounces off him into the goal. That can make it really tough on Bregman.
And here we go again with a Team Mexico build-up.
They've been getting a little bit more aggressive now as this Mexico delegation. You see Kohab is the player playing furthest back, and he's even snuck up in front of the half line a good amount.
And you see Kohab, he's looking to find his teammates, knows the USA is going to be pretty hesitant, especially after having that shutout game. They definitely want to try and do their best to concede less.
That could have been a break right there, as the ball was intercepted right there by Raitberg, and he had Audrey, who's, as we've said, one of the best goal scorers on this U.S. team. Now, he hasn't scored a goal, nor has anybody on this team so far. They got shut out in game one. But if he could have gotten that ball ahead to him, that could have been a tie game very easily.
Yeah, and you got to think that as far back as the USA is doing, they're looking to try and capitalize on those turnovers. It's now like Kohab to take the free kick. Finds the new sub, 21, Dan Renner, whose shot goes wide. Bregman again, another long outlet throw.
What a pass.
This time, and a great save from Elias Romano. That was the USA's first real chance on goal for who was supposed to be their leading goal scorer, Eliam Adri, but an incredible laid-out save for Elias Romano.
And he let him know, too. You see that, Selly? Oh, yeah.
You have to think that that's a big boost of confidence for this Mexico delegation, calmly saving their first shot on goal.
Good block.
And the USA looking for a call, but it seems to be a Mexico kick out as Dan Renner looks to take it for Mexico. And back out to Kohab. Starts it again. We've seen a lot of Mexican attacks looking to start like this. Back out to Kohab. Looks for the shot on goal, and it's just high and wide. It's going to be a goal kick for USA. Let's see if they can capitalize on this.
And Josh, this game between Mexico and the United States is brought to you by Aaron, Jason, Alyssa, and Howard Hook on Yisrael High. Thank the Hook family for supporting the Maccabi Media program and Maccabi USA.
And a lot of these families that are supporting this is a lot of the reason why some of these U.S. delegation players are here, so it shows how much you mean to them. Let's see if Bregman can capitalize on that now with possession in the back line. Looks another heave up. This time was meant for David Harada, and it's a little bit of a bounce off. Looks to be USA ball.
I've really loved Bregman's play today, and I think his strategy of really throwing it down the court has worked so well for this team, and he's been so accurate with the passes too.
Absolutely, and you got to think part of him is getting frustrated with his USA attack, not capitalizing as much as he may have wanted them to.
I mean, if you're in goal, you can only focus on one thing, and that's saving shots and putting your offense in the best position. But he's done a great job. What a save.
And another great jumping save for Elias Romano. Stops the header for Eliam Adri. And in Mexico, huff up, but it lands at the feet of Kobe Bregman.
That's just instincts right there, too, to go out and grab that ball before it could be headed.
And David Harada looks to receive the ball, but is pressured by the Mexican defense. They look to have numbers. Liav Moel takes it to the corner, but it's out. And that'll be a goal kick. Fantastic defending from Amitai Skovalovsky for a great save.
I could watch Bregman heave him up all day. It's so beautiful.
Eliam Adri looks to take it up. Had a few good touches there, but ultimately forced out of bounds by the Mexico defense.
But that's really been the best starter of the United States offense. Off of turnovers, they haven't been able to generate much, but when they've been able to throw that ball into the offensive zone, they've really gotten possession most of the time.
And you have to wonder how long these four outside players for the U.S. are going to stay on here. Mexico has made numerous subs. The USA has not. You got to wonder how long coach is going to stick these four out there.
And again, a lot of it could be a depth issue too. This is in a lot of ways two teams condensed into one for this blue team.
And then a shot attempt on goal from Gabriel Shahoa.
That's dangerous. That was real dangerous.
That was a real dangerous, powerful shot. Fortunately, it just goes just wide of the goal. Bregman, another heave. But
they're not all going to work out.
But Adri bodied out of bounds by the Mexican defense. It's going to be a goal kick for Elias Romano.
I think one of the things we have to start talking about too is the United States is doing a pretty good job on defense too. Bregman's been carrying the load, but only one goal for Mexico early on. This is still very much a game.
And you got to think how much that's balancing out. Wow. A great save. Shot from Elias Benora. Look was going top bins. A better save from Kobe Bregman. Mexico take the quick corner kick, but it's out. Adri looks to dribble through the Mexican defense. Beats two. Looks to beat a third, but he can't. Sobolowski, a steal for the United States. But it's back out. Shahoa looks to body out of bounds. A fantastic play from the Mexican defense that it falls in the hands of Romano.
You see Romano again, the celebration, look at me. I love it, it's so awesome. I can't say
I've seen many goalkeepers happier to win a goal kick than that man right there.
I'm just thinking to myself, imagine Romano gets a goalie goal. As we got a replay right here, that's the save by Bregman. It was a good one.
It was a good one. That tallies another one for him. You got to think he's looking for his offense more. And a shot from Ricky Zyman goes high. Another kick from Bregman. Let's see if he does his signature. Jalen Hurts hoof up. There it is again. Intended for Eliam Adri, but it's Gabriel Jaski who lands it at his chest.
That one almost picked off.
Plays back to Elias Romano in goal. Back to Jaski. Jaski looks to take it upfield. Push up, gets through two defenders, hits the deck.
Whistle blown.
This is going to be a Mexico free kick here in a dangerous situation. Looks like Kobe Bregman is trying to direct his team. Remember, he wants to have a wall for a shot, but you only have four outside players. Each and every one of those guys are incredibly crucial.
I think they called that on Adri, too, with the initial push.
And you got to think that the Mexican delegation, with their chemistry, is going to try and cook up something very, very dangerous here for Bregman in the United States.
You would think.
And then Bregman now directing Audrey to set up his wall. Those were 3 runners. Joski ultimately taking the shot, and then a fantastic save from Bregman. And Skovalovsky goes there to celebrate with him to let him know about it.
The United States is going to continue to be a focus. Bregman incredible on that play. You can't let the second shots get through, and that one wasn't particularly dangerous, but just giving up extra opportunities.
And it looks like USA goes to build. Mexico with their continuous high press, and
they're going to get it right back.
And Wraithberg with an attempted long ball, but it can't land, lands out of bounds.
This game between the United States and Mexico is brought to you by JBS, America's Jewish Television Network, and the official partner of Maccabiah USA. This competition is being recorded for broadcast on JBS, where family, friends, and supporters across North America can tune in to watch highlights on television. And Josh, this has been a good one.
And we have our star player to watch. So far, we've talked about him before, the young Eliam Audrey, number 14 for the U.S. delegation. The 14-year-old out of Dallas, Texas, while may not have the most futsal experience, has lots of young soccer travel experience.
Yeah, absolutely. What a star in the making they have on this United States team. Audrey plays MLS next for the Dallas Hornets. What a sick team name that is. One of the best I've heard, honestly. On the U17 team there. We talked to all the coaching staff before the game. He said he's a great guy, he works hard, and also that he's the best goal scorer on this U.S. team. Unfortunately, through one game and almost one half, not only Audrey, the whole team hasn't scored a goal yet, so they're hoping that happens, and Audrey's going to be one of their biggest threats. But, Josh, again, this is still a game.
This is absolutely still a game, and you got to thank a lot of that to Kobe Bregman. Despite having let up multiple goals in his last game, he's had numerous saves today, only let in one unfortunate second shot off of a rebound. But you got to think you're going to start looking to him to lead and build up and build through this Mexican press that they've been pressing whenever the United States has the ball in their back third.
Yeah, with the United States offensive effort that has been lackluster so far, they're going to need to rely on Bregman to stand on his head. He's done that so far. The question is, can you do that for 40 minutes? It's very tough to just rely on a goalie.
It's very tough, and you're going to start to look. Hopefully the United States comes out with some more press, not letting the Mexican build up as much as they want to. We have Ricky Zyman in the back, plays back to Joski. Looks to be playing small, easy touches. He signals in for another man, but back to Joski it goes. And it really looks like the Mexican team is trying to spread out this United States offense, see how far they can draw Audrey out to press up on these front lines.
I'm actually surprised they're being a little bit more deliberate here, slowing it down. They've seen a United States offense that has not posed much of a threat yet.
And you got to
think they would try to pour it on.
And you got to think there's more passes back. Joski, hands on his hips, not waiting for much. Zyman looks to play it back, gets it down the line past Audrey, takes it center.
It's a bad turnover.
Bad turnover, out of bounds. Great pressure from the U.S.
Can't let the United States build momentum before the half if you're Mexico with time winding down. They haven't done it through, what, almost 16 minutes?
Almost 16 minutes. A costly turnover from Wraithberg there. Almost led to a Mexico goal. But again, if I haven't said it enough, another fantastic save from Kobe Bregman. This leads to a now Mexico corner. You got to hope that they capitalize on this one. You got to hear the yelling and a fantastic shot. Ricky Zyman, what a goal as he's mobbed by his Mexico teammates. If you're Team Mexico, you have another corner opportunity. You can't ask for much cleaner plays than that.
What a beautiful shot, located perfectly. This shot just hits the bottom corner. Nothing that Bregman can do about it.
Absolutely, and that is straight from the training grounds. You got to imagine they practice that set piece. He gets it off the one time. Quick control, fantastic touch.
Now I think if you're Mexico, you really start to be aggressive here.
See if they can carry the momentum into the second half. Another Mexico kick out. It looks like Elias Romano coming back into the field now. But quick play back to the goal scorer, Zyman. Looking to call for his teammate to check in. Cuts it back, plays Joski. Again, this is the kind of important buildup that Mexico is known for now, scoring 10 goals now in their first 2 games.
It's been a potent offense with them for sure. And I think this Mexican team thinks they probably should have one or two more right now.
And Elias Audrey with a great interception, but a costly turnover. A great save from Bregman off of a shot from Robbins.
That was a tough one right there. I think Robbins wished he got a little bit more on that. And the truth is, I think he had a little bit more time than he thought. He might have slipped there a bit.
Absolutely. And the first sub there from the U.S., Eliam Audrey, our player to watch, comes off for Ariel Frankel. The first sub for the United States. You got to hope that in these last 2 minutes and change, he brings some fresh legs on for this United States.
You certainly understand the decision. Get Audrey some of a break here, or a little bit of a break, and kind of couple that with the halftime. But it's going to be even more of a challenge now.
And a good turn there from Skovalovsky, but makes a bit of contact, which ends up being a Mexico kick-in. Joski again and Zyman really enjoying their little game of pass back and forth here in the backfield.
One of the things I forgot to mention too, we did not mention yet about Audrey. His brother's on the team, Ariel. So those two playing together on this U17 team. How special must that be?
Must be an incredible feeling to come all the way from home, all the way from Dallas, Texas, their home city, here to play in Israel. I'm sure they've played together all of their life, but to play here must be something special. You got to hope we see some field time of those two.
Be nice if they could get some goals. If anybody could get some goals.
And you got to think that's the mindset of the United States coaching staff is surely somebody's got to put it in the back of their net. Yes, they have their guys like Eliam Audrey who they look to, but if it hasn't come, it hasn't come yet.
You just also can't lose focus on the defensive side too, because they've done a really good job there. That's the truth.
And we're seeing it more here. We're getting a lot of deflections and interceptions from the United States, but it keeps bouncing back. And an unfortunate turn there. Doesn't seem to be a lot of buildup, a lot of connection here from this U.S. team. As Team Mexico makes a sub, the celebration leader, Elias Romano, comes out, and Eric Rubenstein makes his debut. Looks to be no gloves here play from the Mexican goalie.
That's an interesting one. See if Romano can be the leader of that bench mafia, as they call it.
And we have 50 seconds here coming up as Zyman slowly takes the only player of Mexico or U.S. in the half. Looks to do some tricks there, trying to have some fun, see if he can bait out a U.S. attacker. Finds Joski back in. A great turn, looks to get on goal, but a great stop from Wraithberg as a foul gets called.
You mentioned it earlier, but the United States really haven't made. Have they made a substitution? They haven't made many.
They've made only one just in recent time.
Here's an opportunity right here.
A great save, Ethan Kay, but it's taken away. Zyman up court, cuts it back, slows it down. This is what the Mexican team likes to do, especially with now 16 seconds left in the first period. Finds Joski and the shot goes wide. It's going to be a goal kick for Kobe Bregman.
Here.
Looks to heave it up. Can't
Mexican
find
defense
Ethan.
has done such a good job getting back in those situations, at least recently.
Can't find Ethan Kay on that box out. A quick clear up. And there you go. End of the first period. 2-0. You can hear one main thing, and it's those Mexican fans and those Mexican teams. Ethan, what did we see? What do we see there?
Yeah, the Mexican fans were loud. I think Team Mexico wishes they could have scored a little bit more in that first half. But they were the better team, and it wasn't particularly close. I think for the United States, as we look towards the second, as that's one of those great saves by Bregman right there.
And then
the goal off the deflection. I mean, I think if you see a few less of those amazing saves, it's probably a little bit more of a Mexican lead. But the United States going to have to get some offense going. We'll be back. We're going to go to break now. And we'll come back. The United States looking to get some offense going in half number 2.
Please welcome the largest delegation outside of Israel, with approximately 900 athletes, 76 teams competing across 25 different sports. Give it up for my home team, USA! Bring it up!
An experience I'll never forget. It was incredible. It's always good to be here in Israel, and to be with Team USA is amazing. And I wasn't even sure, I didn't know, this was a surprise to me that I would be a flag bearer, but it's a great feeling just to be part of the team. And I would say the best is my teammates are with me. Amazing. Israel's the best. I think the atmosphere, the feeling of the athletes, the connection to Israel, just it's different in Israel. Everyone's very connected, so it just feels like home. Well, I think there's a difference between how we think things will be and how they are in actual reality. I work as a psychotherapist, so I deal with that all the time. But I would say much better than my imagination.
Here at Kfar Maccabiah and Ramat Gan, several United States tennis players are getting their journeys underway. Michaela Schachter is getting started on court 2 in her first match of her 2026 Maccabiah.
I'm really happy with how I played. I've been playing since I was 5 years old. My dad is my coach, and he's just taught me everything I know. We practice together every day, and yeah, we play together, and it's just super fun.
Couple of bagels for Michaela Schachter this morning. 6-0, 6-0. She takes her first match of the 2026 Maccabiah. She's got opening ceremonies tonight and then some more matches throughout the week as she looks to continue her journey here at Kfar Maccabiah in Ramat Gan. For Maccabi Media, I'm Will Hopkins.
I'm here at the Maccabiah Expo for the 2026 Maccabiah here in Tel Aviv, and this is a place with all sorts of fun sights and sounds, so let's take a look around. Our first stop here is the lawn outside, where we've got all sorts of fun mini games. We got soccer over here to my right. We got basketball behind me. We got even axe throwing over there. So let's try our luck and see how we do. All right, let's try it. It is hot out here, and all that activity outside calls for some food and drinks, and in this case, some ice cream. Perfect for a hot day like this. Let's head on inside. And inside with the lovely air conditioning, people get to learn about the latest in sports technology here at the Sports Innovation Expo. And we do have some official Maccabiah competitions happening as well here at the Expo. USA's 3-on-3 boys basketball is playing a match right behind them. That's what's here at the Maccabiah Tel Aviv Expo. For Maccabi Media, I'm Ari Wall saying so long.
No, don't do like this.
It's a gift, it's a surprise, and that makes it like harder to believe, but also feels so much better.
Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Yo, did you guys pray? I went like this.
I feel accomplished, and I can't wait to get another one in the 4x4 tomorrow.
This is representing Team USA, so this is representing millions and millions of people. So for Team USA, this is for you.
Welcome back to U.S. versus Mexico boys futsal. Welcome back to the second half. Mexico currently up 2-1. Sending it down to Will Hopkins on the sideline with Team USA coach.
Here with head coach Jerry Finns, 2-0 down after the first half. A lot of defensive pressure. How do you think your team weathered the storm?
The team is patient, just as we planned. They're patient, they're defending well. They're dropping back, which is what we wanted. We wanted to see the opponent. Opponent has very high intensity. We conceded 2 goals, 2 unlucky ones. I'm proud of the kids right now. We're going to start with more press in the second half, and we're going to try to score. Less defensive play, more offensive play. Let's see how it turns out.
And what are the tactics offensively to make more happen?
It's again defensive tactics. We're going to press high, we're going to win the ball, and we're going to be quick with the ball. If we win the ball in their own half, we can be very dangerous. We have players that instinctually score. So we need to get the ball to those players, and we're going to do that by getting the ball in their half.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Will, and thank you, Coach. Maccabi Media and Maccabi USA would like to thank one of our great partner organizations, Route 1, an initiative of the Jewish Education Progress. Route 1, rooted in Israel, connected for life. Here we go. We go to start the second half. It looks like Audrey back in the game after sitting out the end of that first period.
Would not be shocked if he plays the entire second half, especially after what we heard what Coach just said, and you can't disagree with it. We're going to start to press a little bit more in the second half. Well, yeah, they kind of have to. Haven't scored a goal this entire season so far, so.
And look at the lineup. Look at the quick press sprinting out from Team Mexico. The header clears, lands at Jaski's feet, pressed by Audrey. Looks to go out of bounds for a Team Mexico goal. Team Mexico goal kick. Still have Eric Rubenstein there in goal, who finished out the second half for Team Mexico and hadn't really had any real saves on goal in his time in.
I was kind of bummed out by that switch. Just for the celebration portion of the entertainment we've gotten today and all of our viewers back home.
And Joski looks to go wide, but Harada for U.S. out of bounds. And here we go, just like Coach Jerry said, it looks like the U.S. is playing a little bit higher, not super far pressed, but their front line is definitely higher up than it was before.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a kick in for Team Mexico now. Sheharoa out for Joski. And Mexico looks to build possession as the Mexico chants from both the bench and the stands begin to roar up. But a pass goes wide, landed at the feet of Kobe Bregman, who's hands down kept the U.S. in this game so far. Plays it out, Wraithberg looking to build. Long ball up, but it's picked off by Joski.
It's a big chance right here, they have numbers.
Loads up the left foot, but it goes just wide for a U.S. goal kick.
And what that does when you're able to get a rush down the other end of the court, Joski pretty much had a free kick. There was nobody covering him.
And you got to think that's one he'd like to have back, at least getting it on net. Even if it's on his left foot, you got to hope you make more of those opportunities.
For sure, that was just a great look right there.
And a great touch interception from Harada. Plays out. Joski goes to body Audrey. Audrey hits the ground, looks for a call, but nothing lands. Mexico looked to playing very physical pressure on the U.S., not trying to give them any space to breathe.
What a save!
A look cross for Mexico and a great laid-out save from Kobe Bregman. Looks to stop the quick offside trap for what surely would have been a Mexico goal.
See how the horns going there. I don't know if they saw what just happened. Might be the best save all game so far.
And you got to think that is both feeling the pressure for Kobe Bregman and a sigh of reassurance for the Mexico offense that they were just that close. Looks to make the same pass again. No save from Bregman, but the ball goes wide. Take another look here at that last save from Bregman. And great save just close to the Mexican defender's feet as Bregman steps in and saves the day for Team USA, keeping this game at 2-0 Mexico.
Two really amazing centering passes for Mexico. The first one almost certainly would have been a goal. The second one, if they got that centering pass down, it would have been, but just a little bit off.
And you got to think they find that sweet spot. The first one went just too inside for a save for Bregman. The other one too far outside to go out of bounds.
Got to cover the middle if you're the United States.
Looks to play. Audrey off the corner, off the kick.
Bad angle. If you're just looking at the way this game's trending and the momentum, it's been all Mexico again here in the second half. A lot of time for that to change and no goals yet, but they've once again dominated possession.
And between dominating possession and pressure on the offensive third, you can see the difference in these two teams, the way the U.S. is allowing Mexico to come to them versus Mexico is not giving the U.S. time to breathe when they have the ball in their back third. A kick in for the U.S. Now back to Bregman. Bregman finds Harada, checking in now. Harada back to Wraithberg. It's the first time we haven't really seen the Mexican offense pressing as much as they usually do. Finds Skolovsky. Skolovsky, big touch, too much on that one, out of bounds. Mexico goal kick.
They're going to be so dangerous, too, as you see the United States starting to press up a little bit more. That's only going to lead to more opportunities for Mexico.
And there it is again as Mexico threads that defense. Another rebound, another save from Bregman. The first shot from Shohoa saved into his hands.
United States got very lucky there. If there was a Mexico player right in the crease in front, that's likely a third goal.
And you got to think Bregman's got to want to catch those. Audrey, his first real look on goal, a great stop. You think he's going to want
one a little bit, whiffed on it.
Got to think he's going to want to have that one back. His first real take on goal, and Rubenstein with the celebration in net to let him know about it. USA regains possession. Harada takes it down the line, lands it off to Audrey, but can't get anything. And Joski looks to beat one, but can't beat the other. A great stop from Harada leads to a Mexican goal kick in their offensive third. They're going to want to look to capitalize on this. They've capitalized on the set piece already. And you got to think if they capitalize, that Coach Jerry looks to his bench. He's only made 2 subs this entire game, and those both being his outside field, as Bregman is the only man on the entire roster who's comfortable in net.
I'd actually disagree with you a little bit there. I think if you're head coach, you shorten the bench even more. Down 2. You got to have your best players out on the court.
And you got to hope with these guys being his original starting 4 that he had out there, you got to think these are the ones he looks for to capitalize on here.
Obviously, you got to feel out your players, got to know how tired they are, and if they're saying, I need a break, you get them a break, but the United States needs a goal desperately.
Harada lifts it up to Skovalovsky, but a great stop. And Harada following up, good pressure on it, hits the deck off the tackle, and it's going to be a foul on Mexico. USA free kick there.
Here's an opportunity for the United States, and one they need to take advantage of, as we give you a look at this. It's a great takeaway by the United States. And as you see, Harade just tripped up right there, and they did call it.
And it looks like, again, Dan Renner right in front of that free kick, not wanting to give U.S. any space. As Harada lines up for this free kick, you got to think this is one that the U.S. is going to want to capitalize. Whistle goes. Harada lines up. Is he going to go? Is he going to shot, or is he going to try and make a set piece here? Goes for the low shot, gets past Rubenstein, but saved at the foot of a defender. And now a Mexico attack. Zyman just too big of a touch as the ball falls back to Bregman. Bregman, a great pass, but it's taken away. And a fight for the ball, as it's going to look like Amitai Skovalovsky gets a yellow card, the first card the entire game. Looks like he held on Zyman's foot there for just too long.
I want to go back to the United States free kick, too. I really like the attempt there. I really like the idea. They were looking for a tip-in, and they almost got it.
And I think that's them trying to break down what they see in Eric Rubenstein, because they haven't really had any real shot attempts on him since he's come in late in that first half.
No, the Mexico goalies both have not had much work at all.
And it looks like it's going to be a Mexico corner kick taken by Gabriel Shohoa. Let's see what they do here. Remember, this same corner went in for their second goal to Ricky Zyman in the first half. Let's see what they can do here. Pass goes off, a deflection, lands back to him. Looks for the back heel. What an incredible play. Zyman with the cross to the middle. Joski with his second goal of today. The Mexico bench is feeling it. Their starting five is feeling it. Their fans is feeling it. And you got to think they are firing on all cylinders now.
Got the maracas, the horns, like a grogger we got there for Purim.
And you got to think
all the noisemakers.
And if you got to think that if the momentum wasn't 10 out of 10 towards Mexico's direction, it is now. Another big heave from Rubenstein. Looks for the cross. But
the United States have a timeout. They got to take it here. Way too much offensive pressure. It's just coming on in waves here. Once again.
And Joski with a great save. A quick save now. Dean Zada coming in for the first time this game. Looks to give the U.S. a different look and some fresh legs. Hopefully he can help lead the pressure for the U.S. And Captain Wraithberg there beats one defender but can't. Just too heavy of a touch, goes wide. Ricky Zyman now for the kick in. A clearing save. Wraithberg saves it, keeps it going, looks to have a heavy touch, try and keep it away from the Mexican defense, but just too much on that one. Goes out of bounds. Eric Rubenstein for another kick in.
More of what we've seen today, the United States unable to get the ball inside really at all. I'm surprised that wasn't called right there.
And another huge play defensively, again from the U.S., trying their best to just hold off what seems to be the inevitable of these Mexico shots on goal leading to goals scored.
Yeah, Kohab got tripped up there and there wasn't a whistle, so the United States, I think, got away with one.
But you got to think with the scoreline, Mexico isn't that upset about not getting certain calls, still being up 3-0 with not real threats on goal from the U.S. attack. Joski again, a great turn, but it's a save from Wraithberg and picked up from Bregman. Looks to make a quick throw, but too much on that one. Zyman lets it out of bounds for Mexico corner kick, and for Mexico side kick, excuse me. And back to what seems to be stage one, because, again, we don't have live stats, but who knows how many out-of-bounds kicks. Audrey turns past one. A great sliding out save from Eric Rubenstein. The celebration still mid-play. Shouting at his Mexican defense to wall up. You can hear the excitement from him to his bench saying, how about that? We said we haven't had any saves from him, but what an incredible play.
Rubenstein coming so far out of the goal to make that save. You know it's a risk, but that was a big opportunity.
And a great sliding tackle again there from Hosky, and it looks like we talked about Romano's celebration in goal. Check out Rubenstein's celebrations in goal, and what a great save. Dean Zada, what a shot attempt, a better save from Eric Rubenstein.
This is about as loud as we've heard the Mexican crowd today.
And you can hear them cheering for what seems to be 3 saves from Eric Rubenstein in less than a 2-minute span. United States seeming to ramp up the attack, but the Rubenstein says, not on my watch, keeping Team Mexico's momentum.
Yeah, he's a yeller. That's his celly every time he makes a save. He has the look at me too, you know?
Arms out.
Love the swagger.
Arms out, fist pumping.
Oh, yeah.
Let him know who's here. Joski goes down looking for a call, doesn't get one. Audrey back out, but the ball goes just wide, out of bounds. Looks to be a timeout here. We'd like to say that this game match between U.S. and Mexico is brought to you by Ken and Linda Morton, proud sponsors of Maccabi Media. We thank you so much for your support.
So we're going to get a timeout here. We've been almost through 3/4 of this game, and the United States still no offense. Our next broadcast will be today in just a little bit. It's going to be the United States against Israel in U17 boys futsal. That'll be the United States white team, 11:30 Eastern time. That'll be our next broadcast a little bit later today.
And that next broadcast is brought to you by MHS Lift. MHS Lift, moving what's next. Make sure to tune in later today, 11:30 Eastern time, for some more U.S. boys futsal. And Ethan, what are we looking for? What do you think these U.S. team is talking about in their huddle? What adjustments can they make? Less than 12 minutes left on the clock, down 3-0. Very few real shots on goal. What do you think they can? What adjustments do you think they can make?
Just got to take some risks, I think. Go all out on offense. I mean, it would be a different story if you're getting shots on goal and you just have the two Mexico goalies standing on their head. You give credit to them for making a couple of big saves, but that's simply not what's transpired today. The United States have had very few opportunities on offense, and they're going to need to get some more, bring the defensemen up a little bit. We'll take a look at some of the few saves the Mexico goalies have had to make. That's the biggest one of the day.
An incredible sliding out save from Eric Rubenstein on there. And another great save. Save the one-time volley, and there you can see him celebrating. He seems to be always smiling or always screaming, both in celebration and in support.
And a lot of reasons to smile for numero uno.
And a big-time clear up. That one goes just out of bounds, though.
That almost caught us in the head.
Nothing comes there from that one. And now it looks like Wraithburg taking it out for the U.S. This is an opportunity they need to capitalize. They need to take this one up here.
They got to start at some point.
Hirata finds Zada in the goal. Back to, and a great move there. Beats two defenders.
They got numbers.
Can't get past Zyman, though. 3-on-3 now.
Interesting they slowed it down there. I thought they could have gone right on the goal.
And Zyman just showing off a little bit of footwork there. Just trying to see if he can get the U.S. defense to bite. And they can hit those caps like they have so well so far.
But, you know, if you're the team ahead, Josh, that's what you can afford to do. You don't have to take a ton of risks. Play a little bit more conservative. That's what we saw there from Mexico.
And here we go again. They're taking those opportunities. And it looks like Lev Moel was the one that slid in there for Mexico. But Kobe Bregman stands again on his hands.
Unfortunate for Moel there. Looks like he slipped.
It looks like in a dribble attempt there from Zada, cleared out from Zyman, and another celebration from the Mexico defense. You got to think they're cheering and supporting their team every single touch they make.
Yeah, they've gotten loud here as of late. So has the crowd. We've seen this game open up a little bit as of late, though.
And you got to think that's the U.S. taking more risks, playing a higher line both in the back and the front, forcing these opportunities.
For sure.
And an out-of-bounds attempt here now goes to David Hirata. Can he capitalize here for the U.S.? Plays out to Ari Wraithburg. Finds Zada on the outside, but it's taken away by Mexico. Bodied out of bounds by Wraithburg. He has a kick in. Fantastic defense from the U.S. captain.
That's been one of the biggest stories of this game so far. Anytime the United States has been able to string together a couple passes, they can't get the next. They can't advance the ball into a high pressure opportunity. Mexico's just been so good on the takeaways.
And you got to think they're looking for more check-in. If you notice right after those first two touches, even after that first pass,
look at this.
The Mexico pressure is high. Ruben Zada looks to go on goal, but a great touch, but a great stop there from Ricky Zyman on defense.
Such an incredible kick right there by Hirata to get that all the way to the opposite side of the court. Set up what could have been a really high pressure opportunity for the United States. Now they'll get another kick in.
Now the United States here with a corner. Number 9, David Hirata standing over the ball. Referee looks to have some words with the Mexico defense. Making sure to check shin pads, wanting to keep all of these boys safe here in this game, especially as the energy ramps up. USA looking for their first goal. Hirata looking to take the corner now. Can he find a teammate? Plays it in, drills it there right to the chest of Rubenstein. It goes in! Off the rebound from Eliam Audrey. Looks to his defense. Kobe Bregman excited at half field. Goes to high-five his coach. And you gotta be excited about that. Our pregame player to watch, Eliam Audrey, finally nets one for the U.S.
Just a roller from Audrey. It goes in, but a lot of weight off the shoulders of the United States. Viva los Estados Unidos, the crowd says.
And you got to think that gives a lot more viva to those Estados Unidos as they finally have a lifeline. A great touch now from Hirata. Can they get another on? Joski with a great stop.
Look at that. Look at the energy on the United States bench right there.
And that's a yellow card for Team Mexico. Now makes that 1 yellow for the U.S., 1 yellow for Mexico. Now finds Herrada here on this right side. The two-man pressure from Mexico forces the ball out of bounds, but still going to be a USA kick. You got to think the pressure from both sides is ramping up. The USA has to be more offensive, but the Mexico does not want them to build.
You can feel the energy boost from the United States on the court, too. These players are jumpy, they're springy. They know they just need 2 more.
And you got to think that's their real sign of life here. That's their first goal in near 2 games. Finds Audrey, another sliding out save. Audrey, can he score off the right post? Lands at the feet of the Mexico defense. Back out to the USA.
They had Rubenstein out of the goal. I didn't see who it was, but another player, a heady play, ran right in. That likely would have made it a 1-goal game.
And Rubenstein, another sliding save. He really seems to be a fan of those. He made a great one on his first attempt of those. Unfortunately, the rebound of his second attempt of those led to the USA's first goal. You got to think the USA is starting to read into those, that he's loving to slide out on those.
What a big, just in general, United States push these last 2 minutes. This is the most explosive we've seen them, the most really dangerous amount of plays they've gotten on the offensive end. This is a big wave coming on.
Absolutely, and that wave is, a lot of them is coming from that rush that they need, that force that they need to beat through that Mexican defense. In the first half, we didn't see a lot of it. They were playing very laid back, but now they started hitting those gaps. They started stringing passes together, and it can lead to dangerous situations.
Josh, we didn't see it in the first half. We didn't see it in the first half of the second half. And now, you have time left. That's the beauty of this. Here's a replay of this near goal, and oh, so close that was. It was another great opportunity for Audrey. We heard before he's their #1 goal scorer. He had the first one on a little bit of a roller, a little bit of luck, but can't hurt you. And that was just a great shot, just a little bit far to the right.
And you got to think that's one that somebody practices, especially a forward sitting in front of net, getting that one touch there and shooting, especially off of a rebound. He's going to wish he could redo that one. Just to be a Mexico free kick. Lays it back. Rebound off the wall. Back up to 14, Liaf Moel. Back to Eric Rubenstein, heaves it up for Joski. A great stop from Raymuth. Looks to take it up, beats one defender, lands at the feet of Eliam Audrey, and it goes ricocheting out of bounds off of the Mexico defense. A kick in the third for the USA attack. Robbins for Mexico seems to be limping that fall off, looking like he's going to play through it. Let's see if he can hold strong for this Mexico defense. The big chip up, finds Rubenzada. Off the touch, the big volley, and that goes up and wide. Man, the power behind that. If that's on net, you got to think Eric Rubenstein's in a bit of trouble with that one.
Absolutely, and I think the whole Mexico defense caught off guard by the inbound pass there. It's lobbed up high.
And a great save, and a great goal there from number 19, Liaf Moel. Celebrating with this team. Robbins pushes it through, and Rubenstein up to half field celebrating with his team as the Mexico fans begin to roar, answering back, not giving the USA any signs of life.
We're going to take another look at this, but what Bregman was signaling is there was some defensive communication there. He was talking with Herrada. I think he might have missed a cover there. That was a wide open shot right in front of the goal. And what a backbreaker for the U.S., my goodness.
And now, despite still having a goal, back to square one where they were for the majority of this second half, down 3 with 7 minutes now left on the clock. A big hoof from Bregman there.
That's what's so tough about having to play behind. The United States have put together a really solid 4-minute stretch. They get what they want, they get the goal. But Mexico has played steady the entire game. As you said, you're back to square one.
And now Mexico looking to keep pressing up, not giving the USA any signs of life. Joski taken away by Raym with another great steal from the U.S. captain. Finds Audrey, the poor touch. The miscommunication between Audrey and Herrada. And that lands at the feet of an easy save for now Elias Romano, who's back in goal for Team Mexico.
That's really rough. That's a really, really tough play by the United States. He had a 2-on-0 there. And both players just start slowing the ball down as the defense gets back. You would have had an open shot on goal. And that's a really tough one to miss.
And
That's
now,
a really tough one. We'll take another look at this, but you're going to see a great
foul there
foul.
from David Hirata onto Team Mexico. And as we see, that was an unfortunate play from Andre. Now on the bench, head down, in comes Spencer Friedman for the United States, hoping to give a new look to this attack, try and give them any last hopes. The free kick from Mexico! Wow! Number 11, Gabriel Jaski, that's his hat trick for the game. An incredible play right off the free kick, buried it bottom left.
Throw him on the court. Josh, you got one.
And another great look there, right off the free kick. One time buries it, pounding his chest, looking to the Mexico fans, say how you like that one. And
sure,
now,
they like it a ton.
And now Mexico's now biggest lead of the game, 5-1 with 6 seconds left. The save, and U.S. answers right back. The substitute, Spencer Friedman, answers back quickly for the U.S. off the tap-in from the save from Elias Romano. You got to think. And now here come the USA chants from the other side. Let's have one more look at this.
Again, the initial save by Romano, and it didn't have to be kicked super hard, but Friedman for the United States putting it in. We mentioned it earlier, for the States, you can't allow second chance opportunities. Same goes for both sides. Mexico allows one there. The United States pulls back within 3.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of futsal, is you're playing indoors, you're playing on hardwood. This ball moves quick. You think it's on the ground, you're not gonna get lots of traction.
Tell you what, if Friedman had somebody on the other side to cut right into the goal, you likely have a 2-goal game.
Absolutely, and you think that. And Romano, big outlet pass there, but it's picked off by Friedman, lands at the feet of Remu, looks to Hirata, but the pressure from the Mexico, he beats one defender, and Chihoa gets the ball off of Hirata's feet. Big celebration from him. That's a big Mexico stop with 5 minutes and change left. Again, back to square one where we have been. USA looks to be putting up a big fight, but you hope it's not too little too late for this U.S. delegation.
Well, the biggest point there is too late. Time's the biggest enemy right now for the United States as we trickle under 5 minutes. It's going to be a tough task to net 3 here.
And Bregman gives it back to Ruben Zada to take the kick out. And a quick press from Mexico. Friedman in the offensive third. Defender sliding in, and it goes out of bounds for a Mexico side kick, and that's an unfortunate play for Friedman. He loves those through balls. That's ones you can only hope for as an attacker. But a quick U.S. win.
This game between the United States and Mexico is brought to you by the Barth family of New York City, proud supporters of Maccabi USA and Maccabi Media Program. We thank them for their great support.
Speaking of support, here's Kohab checking in. Look for the cross. Kohab almost found his teammates. Ariel Frankel in the middle, but the volley goes just wide. And another Mexico sidekick, excuse me. David Hirata trying to motivate this U.S. team to keep the pressure up. A shot attempt from Gabriel Chihoa goes right of the goal. A Bregman goal kick now for Kobe Bregman with 4 minutes left. Quick outlet throw to midfield, finds David Hirata. David Hirata takes it laterally, but it falls just out of bounds. Incredible pressure there from Chihoa in Mexico. The kick in, finds Joski. Kohab again. Cuts middle, loads up the right foot, off the rebound! And the deflection, shot from Kohab, deflection from Ruben Zada. An unfortunate game. You can only be upset about that so much for that one. The annoying setup, and here come the...
Having teammates in front can only help you. I think that one was actually knocked off the States, though.
Yeah, off of number 7, Ruben Zada, who's now on here on the right side, as we have number 11, Ariel Adri, Eliam's, like we said, twin brother, making his first steps onto the field for this one.
In a 6-2 game, I think it's got to the point where it could be a tough spot for the United States to make the climb back. But let's see if they can put on some more offensive pressure here. I think regardless of the result, we've seen a ton of progress from this team in the last 10 minutes. That's really how you divide it. The first 30 and the last 10. And they've really seemed to figure something out as of late.
And they seem to trying to string more passes together as Audrey takes it down the sideline, but a great sliding tackle from Joski to save that one out of bounds, stopping the momentum there. Audrey looks to find middle, but it lands at the feet of Zeisman. Kips it up, goes for the big volley and off the rafters there.
Both Audreys, their favorite Jewish food. You want to take a guess?
Matzo ball soup.
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
Although I do love myself some matzo ball soup.
You gotta love my matzo ball soup. I'll give you my mom's recipe. She highly recommends.
I will take that 100%. Matzo ball soup, one of the best Jewish foods. We go through all these media guides all the time that were given by our great interns at Maccabi Media. And what we were talking about in the bus ride over, at least what I was mentioning, not enough players with matzo ball soup as their favorite food. What's with that? I think you go to pass over your can of bread, matzo ball soup. The salty matzo balls, there's nothing like it. That is a great Jewish food, and I think slept on, honestly.
Absolutely. And you look at a lot of these media guys, we see a lot of falafel, shawarma, schnitzel, but matzo ball soup really standing out. Highly recommend. I know a lot of our media team agrees. And a timeout here, you gotta think the U.S. is talking this one over. They have to go foot on the gas. This is their second of 3 games. They have nothing left to lose. Down 4, 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and I think regardless of the result here, and it would take a lot for the United States to make the climb back. You have to take with you the positive results. Look, you didn't score a goal in game 1. That's a rough result. This one might not go their way either, but you scored 2, and it's not just the goals that you look at, it's the offensive effort. They got a lot of good looks in those final 10 minutes, and I think what you look to see from your team is improvement. They're going to have one more game this season. That's when you're going to try to win and hopefully score a lot more.
And play begins underway. Wraithberg back on the USA defense, big shoulder-to-shoulder tackle, but Zeisman wins it back right away! Bar down with his left foot Travella. What a finish. That one goes to the highlight reel. Does the 6-7 celebration to let him know about it. And here come more of those Mexican air horns.
Does that win favorite celebration of the day for you, Mr. Markowitz?
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm more of a fan of Elias's Romano celebration and goal, just screaming hands up, letting them know about it.
Oh, they were incredible.
And here we go. Now the U.S. down 5, just scraping at their graphs here. Another picked off from the U.S.
Here's a chance.
But Wraithberg wins it back, and back again for the Mexico. Zeisman, can he get there in time? No, Bregman clears it out. Audrey with a sliding save, but can't get it out of bounds, just crosses over that line. And now a quick save. Eric Rubenstein, Mr. No Gloves himself, back in goal for the Mexico.
Look at you, so charitable, giving all these players their own nicknames.
Yeah, I mean, with saves like he made and celebrations like that, you're going to start to stand out. Crosses it in goal. Leof Moel, his second of the game. What a play. The quick play, the quick layoff, the quick tap in, 1-2. You can't ask for better opportunities on goal with that one.
Yeah, if you're the United States, we'll take a replay at this. You got to ask for more fight than that. See him get the ball right there. That's right in front of the goal, and you got to fight. You got to try to get that ball off of his feet. He just had a free shot right in front of the goal, and it's 8-2.
Absolutely, and you think that's something coach has got to talk about with his team. Yes, at the time they're down 5, but you're playing. This is not club. This is not your school team. You're playing for your whole delegation. You're representing this. And with the clock winding down here, hitting just 1 minute, tonight's player of the game is number 11, Gabriel. As the clock hits 1 minute here, it's going to be a goal kick from Kobe Bregman. Looks to play in. That looks to be Adam Phillips now in the game for the U.S., starting to empty out that bench a little bit more.
Yeah, finds this one out of reach, you just get your guys some playing time.
Finds Ariel Audrey, gets a shot on goal, but a great save from Rubenstein. Again, my favorite celebration, him there. Hands up saying, how you like me now?
That's been the #1 battle today between Rubenstein and Romano. Who has the cooler celebrations? They've both set a high bar for each other.
And it looks like Kohab and the new substitution, Ariel Sapadin, in for the U.S., gets his yellow card quickly into his debut. And yes, he's down goals, but you got to think he's not giving up easy.
I think when you look at this one from the United States perspective, they were really building something around that 10-minute mark in terms of the offense, but I think these last couple, it's continued to be a struggle for them again, and really on the defensive end. Maybe it's their guys running out of juice, but they've let up too many easy opportunities for Mexico, and I think before their final game, that's going to be something they're going to look to clean up, in addition to the offense struggling.
And you question whether that's a stamina problem or if it's a mentality problem of, yes, you're down, but yes, you have to stay focused. You have to give 100%. Like you said, you only have 3 games here at this Maccabiah. You have to give 100% all 3 games.
It's a good point you mentioned, too, Josh. I mean, throughout the first half, we were on sub-watch. We were monitoring it, and I believe there was only 1. That can take a toll on your players.
And a great breakaway attempt there. Ariel Franco had it, but it goes just wide. Kobe Bregman now, ball in his hands. Looks for the big outlet pass, but picked off by Robbins. Gets it at his feet, a shot on goal, another one. He gets 2 rebounds. And an unfortunate tackle there.
Got tripped up. A collision with U.S. goalie Kobe Bregman.
And Mexico, number 4, Ariel Franco, but he seems to walk it off. 1.8 left on the clock. What do we see from Mexico in this game?
Just pure domination. I thought they played very disciplined at the start, feel out the United States. And I think, look, while you can say the United States made some progress this game, I think they're going to be looking at themselves at the end and say there's still so much we have to clean up. They did not play a great game today. I think early on the defense was strong and the offense struggled. They got something going on offense, and they made it a 2-goal game at one point. But I thought right at the end, you get yourself back to square one. The defense made some pretty poor plays at the end. They're going to have one more game to build on, you know, what they've done so far, and that's going to be a big opportunity for them. They're going to play the Israel Lavon team. They also were shut out their first game against Mexico, so that should be a pretty good matchup, a pretty even matchup, and one that they could hopefully right the ship and send it off on a good note.
And absolutely, and we have a lot to look forward to for this U.S. team. They only have 1 game left. They have to put everything on the line. And here comes the winning Mexico team celebrating, cooling down, showing love to their fans who have been loud here all game. It might as well have been a Mexico home game in Guadalajara for these guys. Absolutely enjoying it like they were at the Azteca in the World Cup. But this is an incredible show out from their fans, an incredible show out from their team.
We've seen it so much really throughout this tournament, name the sport. United States, while they might be strong in numbers, a lot of these international fans, especially Mexico, just making their voices heard, being so loud throughout the game, and that's what creates the advantage. It's not the numbers, it's how loud you make yourself.
And now today's player of the game is Gabriel Jaski. Player of the game is brought to you by Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments offering students a higher standard of living. And now we have Will Hopkins down on the court with our player of the game. Take it away, Will.
Here with Gabriel, big win, a hat trick. What were your thoughts on your performance?
No, it's a good play. Sorry. Good.
How'd you think the match went?
No, it's a good game. All the team are it's a good game.
And the fans, you went out to them after. What'd you think of the support?
Oh, he's the biggest fans of the world. I love it.
Congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and there's that chemistry we talked about, both from the players and from the fans. You got to think between their pressure on offense and their decisiveness on defense, that's what led to this.
And you see that celebration at the end. Raise the left hand, raise the right hand. You know what we call that? 8-2. 8-2. What a great job by this Mexico team today. Again, playing conservative at the start, though, really getting back to your point. And at the end, they were really able to take some chances, be aggressive in the offensive zone, and take advantage of a tired United States defense. You talk about some of the disadvantages. The United States making barely any subs during the game. That takes its toll, and when you get towards the end, Coach says, you know what? You got to put the pressure on. You got to start playing on offense. That takes even more energy, and then you get back on the defensive end, and you're just gassed.
Absolutely, and you see Team Mexico as we look over those goals and look over those 6-7 celebrations that they sure seem to be entertaining themselves with. That is an 8-2 finish for Mexico White against U.S. Blue here in U17 futsal here at the 2026 Maccabiah. I'm Josh Markowitz here with my co-host Ethan Koppelman. We will be checking back in soon with some more futsal. Thank you for tuning in.